Hello, hello. I am Steph, your Inkblot Oracle. Welcome. I encourage you to close the eyes, cleanse the palette, and then open up and see which view of this Inkblot, this gobbling, the goblins of the ink, is standing out to you and speaking. Made in the muse of Shaman's Message from the Void. So you're going to go 1 or 2, a 1, 2, flow between the two. Timestamps are below. I will see you at your choice. Let's go. Way of Wisdom 1. Let's dive in. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below as your insights do expand the experience. We all become the readers, oracles, seers. Alright. I'm diving in. Your shaman message. Oh, there is like a little bit of... It's funny. It's got a bit of a growl to it. But I'm seeing it like at least here in Canada and in Montreal, I think it is, just for laughs. And there's this little like monster gremlin kind of character, but he's so funny because it's about humor, comedians, comedy, etc. And there's something about that, almost like, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I am seeing hearts in the eyes, but there is a frown. It could be loss if anyone is moving through grief, sorrow, sadness, dark night of the soul even. This is a shaman's message, so I am seeing though that a key is being given here, and it's at the pineal gland. It's like I want to turn it. Could also be something about a cotter's pin coming through. Okay, so I'm very much so in the brain space here of the shaman message. Something about an ice cream cone coming in. It's like getting brain freeze. Upside down triangles, but like cool glasses. The brain, the brain, the brain. Is there something on your mind? I feel like this message is asking you to admit or say or speak or sing what is on your mind. And is there something always on your mind? Because I'm hearing that song in my head. You are always on my mind. You're always on my mind. In the Cave of Ice, coming through is guilt 13. A past stronghold is no longer true for you. And I wonder if this is something that is being released. If it's guilt or resentments, forgiveness is right behind it. In the Cave of Winds, and this is in your frequency of your mind. Release resentments to begin or regain balance. Sorry, I don't have my goggles on. And in the Cave of Hearth Fires is Dark Night of the Soul. Well, there you go. I really need to put my goggles on. I apologize. Ego patterns soften and soul wisdoms emerges. Yes, this is your ways to wisdom, working through the ways that once were. Could also be a witch's wound for some. And releasing through forgiveness, the art of forgiveness for you first. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm running through things in my mind and I'm saying, you know, I forgive myself for saying that or repeating that pattern. I forgive myself for that, and I'm going to choose to interrupt myself if I see that coming through again. But carrying this guilt, it's like guilt be gone. And I know that can be a lot easier said than done, but this is almost like that gruffy goblin that wants to laugh, but it's like, I can't laugh because I did this, or I feel bad that I'm still doing this. Whatever example and channel this is for you, of course, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, choose your area, because this shaman flows through the voids. It's like the black veins of the dark night of the soul in and of itself. And it's something in the pineal gland. It's like if the pineal gland space went dark in the space of the psychicness, we'll call it, or paranormal. But imagine it goes dark and it's like, oh no, maybe your intuition feels like it's, you know, sometimes you're in flow. Even for myself with scrying, or what I call, I go blot blind, because I'm like, I can't see anything anymore, even though it's like right there. And we could call it a block, sure, but I'm going to use that opportunity to go, okay, It's a blank slate right now. It's a black void canvas. And this shamanic space, or this shaman's message, is saying there's some sort of wisdom at work, that right now on the surface, in order for this to change, grow, enhance, you've gone deeper than your ways that you worked wisdomly before. And what is working for you? I hope this is making sense. It's very, very deep here. Again, even beneath the surface of the pineal gland in and of itself. This could also be in regards to the psychic senses, if your skills sets are changing. In the cave of rivers, a feeling is grief, opening a natural path to a healing loss. And then we also have here defense mechanisms, soothe uncomfortable situations or thoughts. And for me, this is coming right in with the forgiveness frequency. These are not, one moment, overthinking is on the bottom. Redirect your focus to change the narrative. The overthinking. You are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. I'd like to take a moment with you. If you are here and you're resonating, it's like that grumpy gopher guts, little grumpy goblin guy. It's like, no, I don't want to laugh. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to. And I'm not saying it's childish in nature. It's just how I'm translating it through me, because that's what I would do. I'd be like, no. But these, if we can share a moment together of releasing the defense mechanisms just in our safe space here together. Guilt and grief are some big things to carry, for me, at least how I feel. And they've also, they're relatable amongst all of us in some way, shape, or form. But right here and now, if you can black screen the mind, you know, it's like for things on the tube or otherwise, and it says, you know, black screen, and you just listen. Sometimes that black screen, which can seem like a void, which can seem like nothing or dark matter, very heavy, but it can be a space to hear our own frequency of forgiveness for the self, for the soul, spirits, to send messages from that space of silence out to those we love that have crossed over, or maybe that have crossed us and we're upset about that. And we can lower our defense mechanisms, at least in this space, to feel the eclipse start to shift. We're not staring at it. It's just a black screen. And all we need to do is breathe and let that space be here for us. Is the mind going wild? Let it run its wildness to quiet down. Because the way you work, the wisdoms are asking you to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, there's really nothing you need to do, because I'm seeing it like deep sea diving. And when you put deep sea diving on, you carry those weights so that they just effortlessly or more effortlessly sink down. And imagine those weights on the scuba suit are grief and guilt. And they weigh us down. But they do help in that transcendental kind of state to go to the bottom, below the surface, even, you know, in the shallow parts. There's different life here. And it might seem paranormal, alien-like. We've been walking along the bottom of this void. But I don't want that void to feel lifeless. It's not how it's feeling to me. It's full of different kinds of life. I'm sure I'm not doing any justice in how you might be feeling, but I want to acknowledge, if you're here, whether this is how you're feeling, or maybe how you see the external world, like, it's too heavy out there. It's too heavy, the topics and the things and the way it's being shared. And so we retreat into our space of our soul, where our patterns can be revealed, how we interact with those things that feel heavy. And when we want to float on up to the surface, we can drop them or start tossing out rocks little by little and floating up, 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 up. I hope that made sense in that analogy, I suppose, of the experience of it. Eterna. There we are here. Like, this shape is right here. Maze above, maze below. Something about cooling the rat race as well. If anyone's working in the rat race. The Mothman is coming through with forgiveness. You know me, I read art first, so feel free to take it in. This bridge over, what is that song? The bridge over something waters. Oh, and that Mothman is actually right in here as well. Something about the waxing and the waning of the moon and our moods. There might be a pattern there. But I want to know, and as much as I feel like I'm moving through, you might also be a transmuter of these energies. So is there a space where you relish and consume grief and guilt and you transmute it? May not be a fun job, but it's you know, when you can nourish, when things at the bottom of the ocean consume different things than maybe midway through or on the surface level. It feels quiet here. Your wisdom, the Hilf is coming through. Hilarious. That's the illumination. It's on, and also that came out with that is Methysophilia. Love of change. You change like waxing and waning. Wax on, wax off. See, here's the thing. There's an immense wisdom here. It's almost cloaked. That's how wise it is. And the way you work, or maybe you don't share that. You don't share your process. You share the result or the experience as you move through it, but the process always remains in your heart. There's a very busy sensation happening here. If I can, I'm gonna get my, and I'm focusing on right on these little stories in here. I feel like sleep might be busy. Dreams, characters. I'll just say it as I heard it. Ear hair, balding. White magic is coming through in the cave of rivers, of feeling with grief, opening a natural path to healing and loss. I feel like I'm in a pool and I'm holding on to the sides. Or if you ever went roller skating as a kid and you're holding on to the sides. But I want to stay in the pool part. It's like this character and I'm like kind of lounging at the side of the pool. I'm not overly stressed. Wolf in sheep and wolf's clothing. Defense mechanisms. How perfect is that? I saw you. I'll pull you out. Yeah, dead in the water. There's something that you just, that is dead, done, and over with. I'm not trying to be insensitive. This could have something to do with guilt. Somebody using guilt as a weapon. Maybe you're very, very aware of that. Acutely aware of when there's emotional abuse or emotional manipulation going on. So your emotional intelligence is significantly higher than probably the average person. So you'll see the wolf in sheep and wolf's clothing. And it also is to your own wisdom is maneuvering through different forms so that your lambness, your innocence, and your wolf are harmonious. Like they're not predator and prey in the person, in you. And this is kind of like your ways to wisdom. And you know how to embody both of them, the peaceful warrior, as they might say, or the celestial guide in the human experience, and not, you know, feeling what's going on with humanity or the hurts, but not being drowned by them. I hope this makes sense. We'll get you a few tarot cards here, and then I'll let you go if you're heading on over to the other side, to the flip side. I do want to add in that laughter can be very, very beneficial at this time. Something about clockwork and the dark night of the soul. Why is that coming in, dark night of the soul? 9 might be a life path 9. Or 9 might be significant to you. And are you ready to move out of it with the Hermit right there and do something after this dark night of the soul is, you know, done? 3 of Cups and the 10 of Swords coming through. That's gorgeous. 10 of Swords, the 3 of Cups. I'm hearing that song, I love myself. Maybe this is also about self-love, self-care. 10 of Wands, 2 10, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. Something about betrayal. Yeah, there's something about betrayal here. It's like head on a sword, head on a stake. But and you know what this is for. If you're still here, because this is a pretty serious shamanic message here for you. Like you're dealing with those shaman spirits that go where few kind of wander. I want to say to somebody here, you're not a burden if somebody has made you feel like a burden. Also acknowledging that we might carry some things that are not ours to carry, and that's why they feel like they're a burden, because they're not actually our responsibilities, our cares, our wants, or the reciprocity of the exchange and conversation, you know, as couples and friends and family you do. And I feel like at this point in time, it's like my wisdom is I am carrying things that are not mine. And I'm, you know, I'm accountable that I have been enabling this. And so I'm not just going to drop it and go, because that could be very startling and misunderstood, because maybe it's days, weeks, months, years. But there isn't a, you know, in one regard, an aspect. I'm like, oh, I'm accountable that I've been enabling this, but I'm realizing they're be feeling like burdens to me because they're not actually mine. I'm being asked to carry them, or I'm being told, maybe emotionally manipulated, that I should, to exude that I care, or this is the way you care, this is the way you show care. So, and like I said, your wisdom is like off the charts. 8 of Cups coming through. Yeah, you know when to walk away and what you're walking towards. 4 of Cups. For some, if you feel there's been dabbling in what we call black magic, and you work in white magic, whatever the case is here, it's the wolf in sheep and wolf's clothing. Mindful of company, you know, the company that you keep. Don't need to be constipated about it, but it matters, you know, and you matter. And you're not a burden. Again, at least I just want to reiterate, you're not a burden, but your brightness might feel really dim because other people or things or situations could just be draining that. But good news, You stop that. You're stopping it because you see the wisdom in it, and that value within yourself. It's really quite powerful and profound. I'm sure I've done you no justice to really like kind of exude what is going on here, whether this is the witch wound, this is heartbreak, moving through grief over a person, job, and I feel the things, but there is support, whether it's in groups, circles, chats, widow walkers, others that have been through similar things that you can share without it being a burden. The space is cultivated for that. Maybe you start that. And it's like by walking away and then towards, Nine of Pentacles is on the bottom to the Four of Cups. I feel less defensive in the work it takes to dodge things. It's like, but then you kind of like turn into Neo from the Matrix and you're just like, whoosh, bullets flying past and you're like moving slow, even though it's happening in like super speed time. So this could also be like an immersion thing. If you are in any way, shape, or form working with shaman energy, that there has been sacrifice along the way, and significant sacrifices. Please know that you kind of come out like Neo. But whatever Neo is for you, in whatever regard that is. All right. I'm going to head on over to the flip side, flip side, and I will see you there. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you for like, sharing, and subscribing, and for your support. You can also check out my OG channel, The House of Scrying, at I Scry with Steph. All the links are below. And December 1st, we are starting on Telegram. If you'd like to join us, the link is also below, because we're going to be doing an advent calendar adventure. But we'll be on Telegram for that if you're on Telegram. All right, you're welcome to join us. It'll be exciting. All right, bye. Let's go. All right. You know the drill. Whatever you see, sense, or feel, please feel welcome to comment below, drop an emoji, whatever feels good. I appreciate you. Okay, so right in here. Oh, I see this woman up here as well. Something about braided hair or braids. Okay, can I start in here? Thank you. So there's an energy doing this like, well, I am just... So you have a shaman that's stepping forward immediately, a shaman spirit message that's just like, so pleased with you. Like, I can't even, you know, when someone's like, I can't even believe it. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're receiving. I'm so happy what you're doing. Like, you might not even believe it. There's also something coming in for you that I don't think that you can believe that's coming in for you. Oh, I'm getting a really, really high-pitched sound in my right side. There's a nest here. Oh, and this nest of wonderment is highly protected by what I'm seeing is like a Batman, but it's like a feral Batman. Even, you know, Batman's like the Dark Knight of this kind of like shaman spirit. Imagine he's like Batman, but then a feral Batman. I quite love it. Something about a stork. And you know what's interesting? It's that one kind of stork. It's a specific stork where their bill looks like a shoe. I think it's like one of the oldest kind of storks, or maybe bird. I don't know, but it feels very, very old. They're very tall, the stork. And I kind of feel like I would be very intimidated if I was to see one of these birds. Well, here in Canada, of course, but just in general, like even at a zoo or something, it would be like, what is happening? It's intimidating. So I think this is the point. I don't know if you find sometimes your energy, your intuition, the way you work with shamanic energy or journey can be intimidating. Do you want it to be intimidating? Do you, I say this kindly, does some part of you get off on that? That, yes, it's intimidating. For some of you, you might be stepping into a different aspect of shaman spirit that could feel intimidating up front. But you need to decide. Make the decision and do. is the message I hear for you. Split ends, something about split ends coming in. Night owl, you might be a night owl. There's some aggression here. I'm trying to figure out why. Just me personally, I'm trying to figure out why. Because right up here, so first of all, there's a woman in spirit. She is well in the afterlife. She has angel wings. She very much so watches over, so it could be like a mother of shaman energies. And just given the spirit space that we're in elementally. But I want to note as well, there's it could be a feminine energy within oneself. It's carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. Like mountains and molehills don't even, it's like volcanoes. Maybe that's part of this aggression I'm feeling. And maybe also you feel the world external to you as you interact with it. It's aggressive. Is it at a heightened aggression state than we're used to? I suppose that's personal, but you know, globally on stage, is that how it's presented? Is that purposeful? Is it on purpose? Guilt is coming through in the cave of ice. Oh, you know what? And I swear I have quite shuffled these in between. This might be the same spot as number 1. Okay. So let's go with this. This compass of integration. You know what's going on. Guilt doesn't work on you. Guilt here is a beacon of insecurity, projections, and performance. Because somebody or something wants you to perform on behalf of them, for them, and you can sniff it out. I don't know that you always let on to that. That could be your intelligence at work, or you're just tired of not calling it and you're like, you know what? No. Not for me. I will say this might also in this aggression space with the mountains and the molehills of the volcanoes and the weight on my shoulders. You don't need to carry it all. You know, for me, when the shaman spirit steps forward to be seen and heard through ink, it's almost like every time it's almost unbelievable. Because the scope of what the scope in which a shaman's soul will sacrifice, surrender, move through. And I don't want to highlight or inflate those things, but it's because there's always a thread of sovereignty. And that feels like the trunk of this space. There are gates here. I'm going to go through the gates. I'm also seeing an ink pen. It's like a pen nib. Somebody, a writer. Secrets and compassion are coming through. Compassion, co-creating space for passionate inclusion. And secrets, a relentless push to freedom. This is that sovereignty. I do want to note, if you're still here, because these messages are not necessarily like comfortable, cozy Like, if you're here, you got freaking depth. And I mean, like, whether you chose one or two, it's kind of intense. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's like when somebody has painted the roses red. You have two roses here. One's pink, one's red. Somebody's painted the roses red. It's like the Queen of Hearts painting the roses red. It's like, just let the roses be white. Or if you want red roses, maybe that's passion. Maybe that's romance. Something along that lines in the Heart of Hearts. But I'm seeing compassion and the co-creating space for inclusion in the Cave of Winds. It's more of a carnation. So pink rose, follow that meaning for you, or a carnation, whatever the flower meanings or what stands out to you. Because I'm feeling like painting the roses red is actually with like blood of sacrifice, tears, and sweat. Like, it's just, if there has been heartbreak upon heartbreak, that your pure rose of being, masculine or feminine, just you, and it's just like a white rose of your pure love and sovereign soul dipped in blood of what was, I kind of want to say tainted, but I don't want that to imply your work or effort or anything. But this is remembering, for me, the purity beneath that. Cave of Rivers is resistance with spiritual warrior. Okay, I'm keeping those together in the Cave of Rivers as I've heard it. Judgments is on the bottom. Somebody might be thinking about cutting their hair or changing their hairstyle as an ode or an honor to the space in which it's like space shaman-y, still very, very deep. It's like you're going to go so deep into the core of self, soul, and spirit that you end up in the cosmos, the dark matter, the void of it all, whether it's the void in the earth or the void in the sky of night. Obstacles to your flow, and spiritual warrior, discover and honor your inner courage. You know, I read art first, but look at that. Look at that art. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Do not resist me. You might very much so feel called to take your shaman soul to the next level. And to, I don't even like saying it like that. It feels all sorts of ick when I say it like that. The ego likes it, sure, but the soul, the shaman soul, is like, don't talk to me about levels. It is about experience. That's what matters. That's what shows. That's what exudes in the silence of nothing said. I have a feeling, if you're here, there's been some space of something about sharp elbows and wizards. Wizards at work. Witch or wizardry. There has been spell casting here. Good, bad, or ugly is not my place to judge or decide. I'm just letting you know it's here. I'm growing something. There's a seedling. But it feels like it's one of those, it's in a placement where the seedling is... So I heard off planet. So if that means anything to you, it's off planet. This could be like a terraforming thing. Part of you terraforms. Cave of Earth. Okay, thank you. Nyctophilia, comfort in darkness. This is the night, the dark matter. The void, of course, overthinking is on the bottom, which does relate to number one. Might be overthinking something, because I'm just saying the way I'm hearing it. I'm not saying it's your truth. Receive or release freely, of course, because overthinking serves the ego. And if the ego gets a boost, I have no issue with the ego. Have a healthy ego. But there's something about something in the relationship of either romance or love where hurts have happened. My ego feels like it's a little bit of a resistance because it's so fighty. And so I retreat to, which is part of my resisting, or in order to release resistance, I retreat. This feels complicated. This feels complex. I hope I'm doing you some form of justice in this, because I feel like I'm just doing my best to honor this space of space. There you go. The Kraken and war coming in. Release the Kraken. Those too many, don't be ridiculous. It's like I'm so comfortable in war, I don't know how to not be. In whatever channel or capacity this is. It's like being in combat for so long. And then like you come home. And you're like, oh, just live a normal life. And like, do you know what I've been through? Like, could you imagine, speaking to somebody who's, a veteran or somebody who's gone off service? They've gone in combat, the things that they've seen, and then come back and just like, just go grocery shopping. Like, just be normal. This is what this feels like. It feels like a PTSD of some sort of the heart space, or in deep parts of you, or some channel that you're working in. And it's like, I am trying to just be normal. But I want to note here, while that might seem frustrating, there's a lot of compassion and care here that is surrounded by, maybe it's like you can't expect those who have never been in your position to know how to support you, to help merge your worlds of being, you, and then warrior you, and things that you keep secret within the self. So that could be part of that secret. It's like, I'm trying, but if they're not in your position, have never been in your position to even be able to relate to things that you have seen, done, etc. of service in this example, but place it where it fits for you. I can't be mad at them, but it is up to you to seek out sources that do have understanding. Not maybe the same thing, but have understanding. Because this space of being of service, and this shaman being of service of space, thank you. I'm seeing a piggy bank when I close my eyes. Anyway, in this moment, I have compassion for you. I have a lot of care, and I'm aware that you're terraforming and starting with one seedling of choice that can change everything, because you are the change. You are the everything. Big shaman message here. Whew. Okay. Whew. The not so spiritual journey, having compassion for those that don't understand. That big old boa constrictor, big old serpent of knowing and knowledge into realms unseen and unknown. The not so spiritual, or the not so whatchamacallit, isn't less than doing groceries, cleaning the house, going to work, isn't less than your journey that you decided or have chosen to do. Clear the air, and the Holy Spirit coming through in the cave of hearth fires. That spirit's right in here. It's very, very, very clearly here. Beyond the grave, getting a lot of twos, like two cards coming out together. And wolf and sheep in wolf's clothing, which also came out in the OG one, the original one. Beyond the grave of the spiritual warrior in the resistance. There might be something that haunts you emotionally. Whatever this is, and if this message is just for one, thank you for holding space. It's like, how do I, It's almost like I don't recognize it, but I do. But I, try to cover it up. That I'm not a warrior. There's something I feel that is embodied from a long, 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 long time ago. And this is from a choice from a seedling planted a long, 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 long time ago. So it's like, if I could say, it's like part of the oldest souls of shamans, that maybe there's been an experience of a lifetime or two. This has been ongoing for, and might be forever, I don't know, the experience of. There's something very haunting about it. But I only say that as an observer of it. But it might be from a choice made from a long, long, long time ago. Queen of the Night coming in with the Nectophilia, Comfort in the Darkness. Marcella, Count of Carmarthen. I can't pronounce all those words without my thing. Take in the art. This whole card here, she's right here. On the bottom, we have Murmuration, Emergent Order. There's something devouring here. There's also a part here that I feel I'm hiding as I'm in this reading. I, you, we, me, receiver, release, freely. Yeah. There's secrets here, the not so spiritual journey, the resistance beyond there. There's something I'm hiding. I'm not going to constipate myself with stuff to try and find out what it is, because it's not mine or none of my business. And I also respect that. But there also could be something here that I, you, me, that we might put under the guise of, well, it's part of the spiritual process. And it's not. And you might be like, F you. I'm like, I'm just saying, it's not. I think that, you know, if we look deep down, we're like, no, we're not. But we're compartmentalizing it there until we're ready to interact with it in the spiritual way. But up until this point, it hasn't been. And that's okay. That might be harsh, but there it is. And maybe this has something to do with the war, the kraken, and the guilt, whatever has a strong hold, and whatever maybe we have a strong hold on. But here's what I'm going to say, because I really don't know where I'm at now, because this is a significantly space serpent shaman message that I'm hoping makes sense in some pieces for someone. You're more comfortable in the dark. But is that all? I'm not saying you are. You're more comfortable in the dark. This is a very like deep space exploration, right? Deep space exploration. And hopefully that doesn't diminish or damn anything around you that feels simple or on the surface in relation to your scope of things, or less than, because of its simplified nature or mundaneness. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel like I just want to say, like, I hope that for you, that you can see and appreciate other longitudes and latitudes and levels of the very same aspect of you. And while one might be on the throne, but the journey, the lifetimes and lifetimes as you reside there, I think you can appreciate and see all of it. It's like when I say, it's like you can love, but doesn't mean you like it, you know? I love you, but it doesn't mean I like it. All right. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Your Anna, your dark race, you space shaman. Whew. Should I get you a... Yeah, let's throw in a tarot card or two before I let you go. But I tell you, this feels... I don't want to press it. I feel like it's not needed. King of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, what else do we got here? Okay, I started putting the other cards away. Secrets in the Cave of Hearthfires, Page of Wands. Five of Wands in the Cave of Rivers. I do feel like I'm resisting some sort of change. And in the Cave of Earth is the Ace of Wands. A lot of wand, Knight of Pentacles. Terraforming takes time. It is what it is. Lifetimes over lifetimes over lifetimes. And it's also part of a lineage, carrying on things. Yeah, wands, 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 pentacles, cups. there's a focus right now on wand energy, earth, wood, fire, however you relate in that element. Compassion is a key. It will take you farther than you can even imagine. And I feel like if anyone or anything is trying to make Ayuimi feel guilty, or using guilt, manipulation, being like the king and just being like, yeah, okay. You know, I don't mean to be cheeky about it, but just kind of just listen. You're like, your liquid gold. That's liquid nonsense. All right. I think this reading has made me a little crazy, but I love it. Thank you, dear shaman, for being you and for going to the depths of the deep space. I feel like the first one, if you wandered from there, but if you're heading there afterwards, it's more about like deep sea, and this is deep space. So I just, all right. Till next time. So much love. Bye.